express the amount of time that this group of individuals does volunteering time. Food City, who has for 2 years now kept the price of the wreaths at $10. The cost of the wreaths are $10. They charge $10, which is an unbelievable price when we have another organization that's charging a lot more. There is no administration cost at all. This group right here volunteers. So what you see when you drive through National Cemetery the week before Christmas and all those wreaths, this is the group that puts it on 12 months out of the year. So thank you guys.
I'll take a command privilege and just say how much we appreciate Jeff. We appreciate the support of the commission. Certainly, we appreciate the support of the community. Without these people that you saw here giving the greatest gift that they can give to make sure that we place the 50,000 wreaths each December, they give the greatest gift of all, and that's the gift of themselves each month that come to make sure, and lest we never forget to remember, honor, and it's also an opportunity to bring in the future generations to let them know that freedom isn't free. And while I wear 4 stripes on my sleeves, there's 50 stripes in my heart. Thank you. Thank you.
Good, sir. All right, we'll move on to minutes needing entered and recorded for February 11th, 2026 recess meeting, February 11th, 2026 agenda meeting, February 18, 2026 regular meeting. It's will the commission.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Graham, second by Commissioner Highlander. Lights, roll call, please.
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversole.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham,
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley. Chairman Smith.
Yes. All right. On reports, we have 0 reports to enter into the record. So moving on, before we get started with resolutions, last week, Commissioner Sharp had expressed his intent to have resolution 326-3 deferred. Since we still have no date certain for the review of our rules, resolution 326-3 will be withdrawn at this time and not read. And then also, along those same lines, in the same committee, we're going to move up, Madam Clerk, 326-4, please. If you would read it.
Resolution 326-4, a resolution requiring adherence to the longstanding agreement between the city and the county requiring approval of the Hamilton County Mayor and Hamilton County Commission prior to the negotiation of any payment in lieu of tax agreements that affect county ad valorem tax revenues.
Move to approve. Second.
We got a motion by Commissioner Helton, second by Commissioner Highlander. See no lights. No one standing for further comment. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversole.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham.
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley. Chairman Smith.
Yes. I'd like to thank Assessor Haynes for being here today on his birthday to listen to us read that item. Happy birthday, sir. You're very welcome. Appreciate the fast drive back from Nashville to be with us today. I'm sure you did. Thank you, sir. All right, moving back up. Madam Clerk, 326-1.
Resolution 326-1, a resolution to approve and accept applications for notary public positions, the bonds and oaths of notaries previously elected, and the oaths of deputy sheriffs.
All right, I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Graham, second by Commissioner Highlander. Roll call.
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversole.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham.
Yes.
Commissioner Helton.
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley.
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes, 326-1 passes. Madam Clerk, 326-2, please.
Resolution 326-2, a resolution expressing the intent and will of the Hamilton County Commission to convey approximately 1,300 acres predominantly west of the rail line of the McDonald Farm property to the state of Tennessee for the purpose of creating a state park.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Graham, second by Commissioner Shipley. Seeing no lights, roll call, please.
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham.
Yes.
Commissioner Helton.
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley, Chairman Smith.
Yes. Resolution 326-2 passes. All right, that ends our resolutions for committee as a whole. So we will now move on. Building and Economic Development Committee, Commissioner Shipley, you have one resolution, sir.
(6-5).
Resolution 326-5, a resolution to authorize the county mayor to expend grant funds and to enter into and execute a design contract with MBI Companies, Inc. for an amount not to exceed $105,000 for the kitchen renovations at the Harrison Center.
Move for approval.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Shipley, second by Commissioner Highlander. Lights, roll call, please.
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham.
Yes.
Commissioner Helton.
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. 326-5 passes. That takes us down to Public Safety Committee. Commissioner Beck is out, so Commissioner Shipley, I understand you'll be handling that committee as well. There are 4 resolutions, starting with 326-6.
326-6.
Resolution 326-6, a resolution to relinquish Hamilton County's interest in a 2014 Ford Explorer with 125,339 miles titled with the Hamilton County Hazardous Materials Team to the Etowah Fire Department K-9 team.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner Highlander, second by Commissioner Shipley. Lights, roll call, please.
Commissioner Chauncey, Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham.
Yes.
Commissioner Helton.
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes, 326-6 passes.
326-7, please.
Resolution 326-7, a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2026 general fund revenue and expenditures budget for the Hamilton County Office of Emergency Management by $5,600 to accept funding from the State Fire Commission to be used to pay education training supplements in the amount of $800 each for 7 eligible employees.
Second.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner Highlander, second by Commissioner Helton. Lights, roll call, please.
Commissioner Chauncey.
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham.
Yes.
Commissioner Helton. Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley.
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. 326-7 passes.
326-8.
Resolution 326-8, a resolution approving security repairs and upgrades at the Hamilton County Juvenile Court Detention Center amounting to $99,182.60 from Johnson Controls, utilizing Searchwell Purchasing Corporative for the Hamilton County Juvenile Court Detention Center, and authorizing the county mayor to sign any contracts necessary to implement this resolution.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Graham, second by Commissioner Helton. Lights, roll call, please.
Commissioner Chauncey.
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham.
Yes.
Commissioner Helton.
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley.
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. 326-8 passes. Commissioner Shipley, one more.
I'm getting ready to go home.
I noticed. Can't go home yet.
326-9.
Resolution 326-9, a resolution approving the video security and retention project at the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office amounting to $249,996.97 from Johnson Controls, utilizing Sourcewell Purchasing Corporative for the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, and authorizing the county mayor to sign any contracts necessary to implement this resolution.
Move for approval.
All right, a motion by Commissioner Shipley, second by Commissioner Graham. Lights, roll call, please.
Commissioner Chauncey.
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham.
Yes.
Commissioner Helton.
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley.
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. 326-9 passes. That takes us to Public Works and Zoning. Commissioner Highlander, you have one resolution, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. Would you read, please, 326-10, ma'am?
Resolution 326-10, a resolution to apply for a Better Utilizing Investments to Leverage Development Grant from the United States Department of Transportation in an amount not to exceed $719,400, requiring a match of 20% of the total ask and authorizing the county mayor to sign any contracts necessary to implement this resolution.
But this is a 20% match. Make the motion we approve.
Second.
All right, I've got a motion by Commissioner Highlander, second by Commissioner Helton. Seeing no lights, roll call, please.
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham.
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley, Chairman Smith.
Yes, 326-10 passes. That takes us to Finance and Budget Committee. Commissioner Eversole, you have one item, sir.
Yeah, Madam Clerk, 326-11.
Resolution 326-11, a resolution authorizing the county mayor to apply for grant funding in the amount of $392,000 through the Tennessee Public Parks Grants Program as administered by the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation for the design and construction of the Causeway Trail at Chester Frost Park with a total project cost of $490,000 and a required 20% county match.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I got a motion by Commissioner Eversole, second by Commissioner Highlander. All right, roll call, please.
Commissioner Chauncey. Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham.
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley. Chairman Smith.
Yes. All right, 326-11 passes. That finishes our resolutions for this afternoon. Takes us down to announcements. Commissioner Shipley, Commissioner Mackey.
Chairman, members of the commission, I continue to be simply amazed at the heart of people here in Hamilton County. The READ 20 program, the Wreaths Across America program, those are just manifestations of good hearts, goodwill, and can't say enough about it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Helton,
No announcements.
Commissioner Chauncey, Commissioner Highlander.
Just briefly, there's quite a bit of legislation coming before our state house and senate. And I just urge citizens to reach out to their representatives and express their view. Thank you.
Commissioner Eversole.
Thank you, Chairman. We had a really good, I think, budget hearing at 3 o'clock, so appreciate Sheriff and the other courts that were in here. Did a great job. Mayor, was you in here during that time? You know, if you want to see my Sears catalog here, so.
I'm happy to see the catalog. I was only in here for a portion of the briefings.
What we've done is this year we've broken the budget down in 3 buckets, and I'll repeat them real quick. Bucket 1 is what are you investing in? Is we're asking everybody that comes in front of the commission, 3 buckets. What are you investing in? What are the benefits to the county employees? What are the benefits to the taxpayers? What service is being gained or improved? What's the long-term goal? Second bucket is what are you holding the line with? And again, that mirrors with what are the benefits to the county employees, the taxpayer, and what are the long-term goals? And then the third bucket is what are you transitioning from? What's no longer needed? What service has been impacted, and is this permanent or short-term? And the reason I've done that is I brought this book, and some of you may have seen it before. This is the 1993 edition of the Sears catalog. This used to be the #1 way people got their Christmas presents and so forth. I don't think Sears back in 1993 would imagine they would be at where they're today. So the kind of the goal with this is even with county government, there are things that we can transition from and give taxpayer savings so that we shift those dollars to other things. And that's kind of the goal. That is, we're transitioning in our budget. We look at things that we can get away from. So we'll continue to talk about the Sears catalog in the next few weeks. And if anybody wants to see it, just don't take it. So I appreciate it. That's all, Chairman.
All right, Commissioner Graham.
The only announcement, Mr. Chairman, is that spring is sprung, right? And so I made this announcement a few weeks ago that a lot of the rec centers in my district and all the districts in all of Hamilton County, a lot of the rec centers are getting things ready, getting ready for opening day. A lot of them are having them this month. But and that's great. I'm glad that they're doing that. But anybody that's listening to this meeting that can volunteer to help, they need help working the fields. They need help working the concession stand. They need help, just kind of keeping things clean, picked up. And the reason it's important that they get volunteers is because the volunteers normally that they have are mom and dad that are there with their children. And that's wonderful. And I'm so grateful that they participate while their children are there. But a lot of times there's not enough volunteers for when a game is going on. Mom and dad want to go see their little boy, their little girl play, and they can't play because they're in a concession stand or they're doing something that they asked to be done and they didn't have enough volunteers. So anybody that can hear this meeting or anybody's listening, please, please, please volunteer at your local recreation center, help with the ball programs. And whether you're an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent, if you don't have children at all and you just want to hang out and have a good time with all these young people, please volunteer at your local rec center. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Eversol, back to you.
The individuals are, ones that'll be coming next week for budget review will be 3 PM. So budgets again next week, 3 to 4 PM. Assessor, property trustee, election commission, and partnership for family, children, and adults will be next Wednesdays, 3 PM, budget hearings. That's it.
Good,
Thank
sir.
you.
All right. Attorney Barnell. Mayor Walt.
Gentlemen, I just want to say thank you. Some of you have been in government, county government, a whole lot longer than I have. Gino's been in government about as long as I've been alive. Y'all have had the opportunity to do things that will stand the test of time, that'll have generational impact. I think we're now getting to a point in our service where we got a few of those opportunities. And this vote today that y'all took to take a next step towards Roaring Creek State Park, what I'm thinking about are the generations of families that will gather there, all the memories that'll be made long after we're all here. I think it's a perspective that Commissioner Beck often eloquently brings to these meetings, is sometimes we get to make these decisions that'll have a reverberating impact. I don't know that there's one that's of quite this scope and scale since I've been here, and just very grateful to y'all for supporting that vision, and wanted to reiterate our gratitude for the governor seeing that vision, that the county with the first state park is also going to be home to the 70th and the newest state park at a time where the state recognizes what a driver to our economy outdoor activity is. And I love the way the state has described their vision for Roaring Creek as base camp for outdoor adventure recreation in the whole region. And then lastly, this was in the governor's budget. That gives it the inertia, but I can't say that it would have been there without the leadership of Senator Watson. And y'all know we rely on Senator Watson. We're grateful that he represents our community. We're working on several different things at a legislative level with him this session. He's not here, and nor does he probably even care to get the things. But it is certainly in part because of his vision that we had this opportunity. And again, thanks to y'all for seizing this moment, which is the largest parks investment in the history of the county. It's a momentous occasion. It'll be interesting to see. I think exciting for all of us now to see how the rest of this legislative session plays out, because I know that Senator Watson is going to be playing defense to protect this proposed investment for his district and our county. Thanks, y'all.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have a couple lights. Hold on just a moment. Commissioner Highlander, do you have a comment for the mayor?
Yes, sir. Mayor, thank you for that comment. I would like to add one thing to it. Several people have talked about financial impact, and we were told by the state they estimated, correct me if I'm wrong, my number's wrong, up to $2 million a year once it's in place, and economic impact. So it's not just a freebie. I mean, it is a wonderful asset for the community, but it's also be a positive financial impact for the county. Thank you.
Well, the economic impact that they estimated, and I've actually shared, I think some of this may have gotten around by email, but I'll follow up with it with all of you. But they estimated $11 million of annual impact based on the build out that's planned. It's over $1 million of annual recurring operational revenue that the state has committed. And again, they spoke to our plans and the opportunities the county will have on the adjacent land that we're going to retain, which is I would say an unknown but significant opportunity for taxpayers to continue to benefit off this transaction moving forward.
All right. Mr. Shipley.
Thank you, Chairman. I said a lot about it last week, but looking around the crowd today, outside of our politicians or delegation, the governor. We had a working force in Sail Creek that just desired to save that farm, and some of them's back here today. I've spoke to many of them, was at breakfast Saturday morning with a lot. But can't say enough about the people that fought hard to preserve a piece of property, and sure we'll hear from some of them before we leave here today. But once again, from the governor down, Mayor Monk, Bo, everybody, thank you for your hard work.
All right, thank you, sir. With that, we will now move into the public with any discussions other than zoning. Please feel free to come to the mic. Start with your name and address. You'll have 3 minutes.
Sail Creek, McDonald Farm Advisory Committee, along with Mason Esslinger on the McDonald Farm Advisory Committee. I'll go ahead and speak first and then let you listen to Mason because y'all haven't heard him much in person. I'd like to say thank you, Mayor Womp, for leading this with Commissioner Shipley, with the support of Representative Greg Vidal, Greg Martin, Representative Michelle Renaud, Senator Bo Watson. A big thank you to all of you and all of the commission for passing this today. Thank you very much for working with us and having us here over the past several years, and seeing that this was the best way to go for the county. It's a momentous decision, and we trust that this resolution will stay in the budget over the coming weeks to be signed by Governor Lee, who also saw the potential of properly stewarding the land at McDonald Farm while creating jobs and growing properly in Hamilton County. Again, thank you very much. I yield my time.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. As she said, Mason Esslinger. I wanted to continue on with the thank yous. I know that most of you have not met me before, but I'm an advisory committee member as well as an 8th generation McDonald. And I just wanted to say that over the last couple of years, we have been working tirelessly, putting thousands of hours of volunteer work into preserving this property, into having this act of preservation in totality is something that we and the community have been seeking for quite some time. And it is really an honor to be here today. It's a pleasure to be here today to sit in front of you guys in Hamilton County, the people that have supported us consistently over the last couple of years. And I mean, generally, it's a comfort in knowing that in Hamilton County and really within this region, that public and political debate is still an effective form of making concrete change on our landscape. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Brian Fuller, 3510 Windmill Way, Appleton, Tennessee, 37302. Thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. My wife and I recently built a home in the Magnolia Farms community in Appleton, and I'm here seeking clarity and guidance regarding a fence setback restriction that was not disclosed to us prior to the contract execution or closing. After we deposited substantial earnest money and moved forward with construction, we were informed that a portion of our property could not be fenced due to what has been described as a required interior setback by Pratt Home Builders. By this time, this was communicated. We were financially committed to the tune of $67,000 in earnest money, and walking away was simply not a realistic option for us. I've contacted multiple Hamilton County departments to understand the origin of this restriction. I've been told it's not a county mandate. It's not tied to a county ordinance that has been identified, and other builders in the same area do not impose the same limitation. I must commend you as well, though. Every county office I contacted was of incredible service and very helpful to us, and I commend you all on that. Very, very well done. So I respectfully ask, is this setback supported by a county regulation or law? If it's not a county requirement, what authority allows it to be enforced in this manner? And should buyers be clearly informed of such material land use restrictions before signing a contract and substantial earnest money is at risk? There's also legitimate safety concerns. When homeowners are prevented from fencing the full boundary of their property, it creates fragmented and partially open yard areas. From a practical public safety standpoint, I served 31 years in public safety. Law enforcement professionals often emphasize clear lines of sight and defensible space. A fenced and secured perimeter can deter opportunistic crime, protect children and pets, and reduce unauthorized access. Forcing fences to sit inside property lines creates concealed strips of land between the fence and the actual boundary. Those narrow areas can limit visibility, complicate maintenance, and potentially create hiding or access points that would not otherwise exist if the fence were placed at the true boundary. Moreover, security cameras and lighting cannot effectively monitor these areas. They're just little strips of land that criminals and mischiefs can just run through the neighborhood. There's tax implications. Property taxes are based on the full lot size. If we're required to maintain it, pay taxes on it, insure it, then we should reasonably allowed to use it. It's a fairness issue. Consider investing. I only have 10 more seconds. This is a transparency and land use limitations. It's not just a neighborhood issue, it's a consumer protection issue. And I'm asking the commission not to resolve a dispute, but the commission consider directing the appropriate county department to formally review the legality and enforceability of this setback. Thank you for your time.
Mr. Fuller, if you'd like to step outside for a minute, I'd love to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello, Blake Wright, 3013 West Side Drive in the Great District of 11. Just want to say thank you firstly for the park. Obviously, green space is always great, so it's nice to have something positive to say. And I definitely thought the sheriff was going to be presenting. I guess I got the time wrong, but regardless, I did want to have a comment on that, and that just regardless of how like any of you feel or I feel, I'm sure you've seen what I've seen, which are people of this county in no small number have been vocal in saying they do not want to have a relationship with ICE. The sheriff, he's in an elected position, and though no one is running against him in this upcoming election, it means he has to represent all of us. And I wish to encourage him and y'all in the way that you can to represent your entire community here. ICE was here last week, and while here, they already made clear they're not going to follow due process. Ryan Schwenk offered testimony that ICE is being trained to ignore due process. As someone with eyes and who stays apprised of the current news, I can see that this testimony is true. We saw it was true last week when they were here. You said, the sheriff said last week in county commission that he didn't want people to immediately assume that his men were ICE and freak out or something to the like. However, that is exactly what is going to happen, and it will get worse. Again, I'm encouraging y'all and your capacity and the sheriff to disengage with ICE until we can figure out what is going on with the federal government. The federal government today has been authorizing through their military people to bring the end times. So it's clear they do not care about us, and they do not care about the lives of our people in our county. So I really am just encouraging you to represent me, represent the 60 plus people who handwrote letters to their sheriff, and represent a lot of the residents here who have been protesting in the many diverse ways that they are and who do not want to be involved with ICE. Thank you so much.
Hello again. I'm Jess Alexander, District 4, 733 Battery Place. And I'm here to ask county commissioners to let your constituents know where you stand on the 287G agreement. If you're against the 287G agreement, I'm calling on you to deny additional funding to the sheriff's office until the agreement is ended by the sheriff's department. I also want to note that while the sheriff has assured us that there has been no increase in racial profiling under this agreement, I think it's not unreasonable to ask, because the sheriff's office has entered an agreement that targets a specific demographic. I think it's not unreasonable to ask what mechanisms, policies, or procedures are in place to ensure that racial profiling doesn't or isn't happening under this agreement. I also understand that you're legally required to ensure funding at a threshold that maintains existing services, but you do have the power to leverage your vote over the budget. You have the power to publicly denounce this agreement and to use your vote to demand that we end it. We can't afford to invest local tax dollars in the sheriff department's collaboration with deadly federal agents when we should be investing in much needed public services like public education, public transportation, and community resources. Thank you all for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hold the clapping. Thank you. Next.
My name is Jess Bonham. I live in Glass Farm, District 4. The sheriff said something in his presentation that struck me. You can't put a price on someone's loved one. I find it very challenging to hear a stakeholder in our county with the power to end an agreement that separates families advocate for investing in technologies that keep families together. If we believe that our county tax dollars should be invested this way, why do we continue to drain our resources to collaborate with the Department of Homeland Security and ICE? People are missing from our community and continue to be taken from their families. And this comes at a heavy price. Beyond the cost to every Hamilton County taxpayer, which was obfuscated from the sheriff's presentation, this agreement erodes trust in our criminal legal system. It destabilizes neighborhoods and businesses. It impacts our teachers, our students, every person in this room, and every person in our county. One has to wonder how our county views which community members' safety and stability are worth investment. Whose loved ones are invaluable? Whose safety is important to us? Because people are actively being removed from their families for nothing more than a civil offense. If you believe, as I do, that we are all inherently worthy of safety, dignity, and respect, you will use the power you have to end our 287G agreement. I've heard commissioners say that your hands are tied. Only the sheriff has the power to enter or terminate a 287G agreement, but you are the stewards of our county budget. We're calling on you to deny additional funding to the sheriff's office until 287G is terminated. Thank you.
Keep it down.
Katie Campassi, District 6, North Shore. Hello, Commissioners. I would like to publicly encourage you all to consider permanently moving the County Commission meeting time from 9:30 a.m. in the morning to a time in the late afternoon or evening. I know that myself and others are eager to have an opportunity to participate in local democracy and community engagement by speaking with you all at a time that is more conducive for those who work a 9-to-5 weekday job. I know there's been much discussion and debate about setting a more permanent time for these meetings, and that a new vote on this matter is coming up very soon. I know that in the past, these meetings may have been largely unattended and overlooked by the community, and business could proceed in a somewhat unencumbered fashion. Some of you have served in your position for a long time, and no doubt remember meetings when practically no one from the community attended or spoke at the podium. Commissioners, we are now at a time of social, political, and cultural grassroots activism in which everyday people who normally would not engage in politics are becoming involved in the democratic process in a much more hands-on manner. This is on a national, a state, and a city level. There's a populist movement growing across the country in which people want to communicate with their government representatives and engage in their local communities in a greater way. This is being shown here in Chattanooga and at these meetings as well, which I'm sure that you have observed over the last few months after the meeting time changed to 4 p.m. As the people of Chattanooga and Hamilton County continue to show up and engage, I encourage you to adapt to this new change and to welcome the participation of the people. This adaptation and goodwill on your part can be shown by being open to adjusting these meetings to a time or variety of times when more working people can be able to attend and participate in our great practice of democracy right here at home in Hamilton County. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I've already asked. Please keep the clapping down. Thank you. Please come up, ma'am.
My name is Vernica Williams. I am a resident in Hamilton County. As a current law student set to graduate this coming May, it's disheartening to see all of the differences that are currently taking place, such as welcoming ICE into our town and into our county. I do not see that this is something that is warranted or needed, that we have to have a group of people come in and separate families. Not only is it not warranted, I mean, we didn't have a problem with this demographic area when we were eating their food or supporting their businesses or asking them to do the things that we do not want to do, such as cleaning or farming. So I'm not understanding why it is now that we need to have this group come in and now take away people such as children from their families that have been here for years and years. There's no need in doing so. Another thing is I appreciate the sheriff's department. I appreciate our police department in helping keep us safe, but I don't see the importance of them keeping us safe by ripping families apart. Helping them to maintain current technology, fully support. I'd rather have police officers out there with working devices instead of malfunctioning devices, but I do not want them out there with functioning devices that will cause harm that we are seeing currently over the United States. I do not think that that is something that Hamilton County deserves or needs. Also, again, I do thank them for their sacrifice being out there on the front line, putting their life at risk and at danger to protect us. But I don't see where protection is needed when we're separating families for no reason outside of their ethnicity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. All right. Seeing no further public comment and no additional business, we'll be in recess until March 11th at 4 p.m. I'm coming to your office. Okay, I'll be down in just a minute or a couple of minutes.
Thank you.
It's okay, I apologize for misunderstanding and not getting it done for you. How about you? How about that?
Sourcewell.
Maybe I can move Baker over.